guys, John and Brooklyn back at Casey Farms. A couple videos ago, we talked about rotating our pigs. Well, we're going to show the second move. We're not going to show every single move of this, but some people have asked, well, what's next? Now you've had them in this area for a while. How do you move them without them getting out? It's just simple questions. Hopefully we can answer those in this video. If you haven't seen the video, we'll put a link up here, but this is Kevin and Sassy Girl's sitting in there in the house. Here she comes out. They have been in here for almost 2 weeks. And you can see it is not bad. Hopefully you can see that if I can get my fat head and my shadow out of the picture. This area is not bad yet. It's been worked up a little bit. The ground has been wet. We've been getting a lot of rain. It's a little tore up more around their feed bowls. Obviously the high traffic areas get a little more use, but there's still a little bit of grass in here. But they've been in here for 2 weeks, and I guess the quicker that you get them out, the quicker that ground will heal up. We're not going to take the manure out of our area, but you could take the manure out, put it in a compost pile. That's another reason we have chickens in with our pigs a lot, because the chickens will break down that manure and the spot will be better, quicker. Break down anything that needs to be broke down and just gets the area ready again. But we won't have our big rock for them to scratch in, so they'll probably be disappointed about that. We are hoping Sassy is pregnant. She has not come back into heat yet, so that could be awesome. It'd be cool to see what kind of pigs we get. But so we're going to show you how we move this really quick. Super simple. The best part is we have extra fences, but if you didn't have extra fences, you could still get this done. If I didn't have an extra fence, I would trap them in one fence, probably circle them up, or I could, since we were talking about if you had a permanent house, we got the permanent house for these guys right now. We could just lock them in there and then move the fences and open it back up. And since we do have a permanent house, they'll still have access to this area. Probably just gonna take the fence from the corner of the house and we'll bring it out straight. And we're gonna try and use as much of this area as we can and go out here for round number 2. And we'll keep them off of this over here. That's gonna be their next move when we're rotationally grazing them. So first things first, yesterday I ran the lawnmower. I kept the deck up about 3 inches. You could do a little higher. The reason we don't just put them on the new spot with the really tall grasses is once it starts to seed out, they really don't care for that, in our experience anyway. They don't really do too much eating of the grass. And we'll show you kind of what that looks like over here before we let you go today. Chubbs and who's that? I keep saying Mo. Chubbs and Mo. I keep saying Kevin. Chubbs and Mo are over there, and they need to be moved today also. Probably won't show you that move, but we'll show you their pen. The grass is up really high, and they don't eat it or mess around with it. So they've pretty much eaten down everything they want in there, and so now we'll move them to the next area. So before you get your pigs ready to move, make sure you mow down the area that they're going to be going to. 3 inches, 3.5 inches. Not too low. You don't want to burn it down, but you don't want it too high either, because they're not going to eat that. So Brooklyn and I are going to get this ready. We got to move the shade cloth over, get their bowls over, and then we'll move the fences over. We've been using 2 fences for this move for these guys. We have more fences, but we want them to concentrate into one area and not use the whole little pasture that we're putting them in at once. Then the whole thing's ruined. That's part of rotationally grazing them. You want to just keep them in one section and not the whole area, because they're going to eat all the good stuff that they like and leave all the rest behind. But if you keep them concentrated in a spot, then they will use and eat. They eat all the good stuff at the salad bar first, and then they eat all the other stuff. If you let them go to the whole area, they just eat the good stuff and leave the other stuff back. It's like when you have kids and they don't eat their vegetables. So we want them to eat the good stuff and the vegetables. So we're going to get ready and we're going to set this next area up, and we'll check out the move here. Let's go. Isaiah cam. He's out here, folks. Show him your muscles. All right, quick tip I wanted to show you guys that we've learned. When we set up these shade cloths, obviously we don't have trees in this spot. You may not have trees in your spot, but we use the T-posts, and we used to wrap them around with duct tape, because we also used to use these bungees that would tie the T-posts. Well, the wind blows and those bungees bust easy. So what we've done now, we just take a nice piece of wire and we wrap it around the T-posts, and we have not had any break since we used the wire. So the bungees were a good idea at the start, but when they're rubbing up against these T-posts and the wind's blowing that shade cloth, they break easily. So if you're using a shade cloth, I would definitely use the wire. So we're gonna get the shade cloth up, get these guys over here, fill up their pool, and we will be finished. So here we go. All right, guys, well, we figured out the video wasn't working, but you've seen us do a lot of pig moves before. Here's what we've done. Here's our old spot. You can see where they've been. The little line of tall grass is where the fence was, obviously. We got to pick that fence up and put it away. But they were just in this spot. And we've got a little bit of fence. I just backed this fence up along that spot. So it was right in here. But this is not a poop area, so it's okay that they're back in there. They'll eat up that grass, and we just put it to the corner of the house up there. So they are in this spot here. And normally, when you've seen us do pig moves, we move them all across the farm, but it's ideal to be able to do it just from one spot right next door, so you don't have a lot of long distance moving. There's that line of grass that the fence was on that the pigs couldn't get close to, and it grew up on the fence, and you can see Sassy's already munching on that.
They like clovers.
Yeah, they do like the clovers and the different grasses, but you can just see, I think this shows up on camera. So here's the old spot. Nice fresh grass. And the old spot, I think you can see that. So that was just under 2 weeks that they were in there. And the nice thing about the pigs is they usually manure in one spot, and they use the rest for themselves. But get a little pool time in this pool that is not quite big enough for them, but they're able to cool down, so that's good. Sassy normally the one taking charge.
They need to take turns.
Yeah, she didn't get her summer body into shape for the pool, but maybe next year, Sassy. But okay, so we've got them moved in, and like I said, we're probably not going to show every single move, but we just had some questions about how you move them each spot. Hopefully that answered some questions. We'll start from this corner next time, and we'll use this area as far up as we can get with our fences, and then we should have another area behind, so we'll have 4 moves, and we'll see if we can get them. We'll see how much this land is healed up. So if we average maybe 2 weeks, and like I said, it depends on the rain, the weather, and everything else, how long they can stay in these spots. But that would leave it about a little over a month till we get back to that initial spot. So we'll see how that goes. Guys, we talked at the start about the grass and being too long. I wanted to take you over to Chubb's and Mo's spot, which they're gonna be moving today as well. But
we won't show that in the video.
yeah, we show a lot of pig moves, so we'll save you the move. But we just want to show you that taller grass that once it gets out to a certain point and starts seeding out, they don't want to mess with it anymore. So we mowed this down to about 3 inches, I think is what I set my mower at, and it makes it nice and fresh. You can see Sassy's going to town on some of that clover already, and
they don't really like this type of grass as much.
Yeah, not
since
so
it's
much.
all seeded out.
It's like you and your vegetables, huh?
I like vegetables. Isaiah's the one that doesn't like them.
Yeah, we'll throw him under the bus since he's not out here. So, all right, let's head over to Chubb's and Mo's pen, and we'll show you. No, haven't turned the fence on yet. Brooklyn can run over there and get that turned on. But now they've got another fresh spot for a week or two, and like I said, we'll make take note, see how much rain we're getting, see if they've ripped it up a lot, which these guys don't really do that too much, but you can see they rooted a little bit over there. But another reason why you should try coonies. But not as much, but they do a little bit, right? All right, let's head over and check out that other pen really quick before we sign off on this one. All right, here we are at Chubbs and Mo. You can see they've done all they need to do to this area, but this grass right here, some people will just move them into a tall field of grass. They've been in here, I don't remember how long, but once it gets this tall, they don't do anything with it. So you can see all this grass right here. Mo, I don't have no food, bud. We're just talking about your lack of forage. So we're gonna move you guys today. But that tall grass, there's no point in moving them into that. They don't really do anything with that. By the way, if you didn't see our last video, our hay is still dry, so our move has worked. But we're gonna be moving these guys up into here.
We can move their pig loo over there.
Yeah, we're gonna take them right out of the pig loo because this pile had some pallets and stuff, so there's nails in there that we gotta get rid of. But we're gonna move them into this area and they'll be using the barn and they're gonna have all this out to that fence. So
we won't need to use the pig loo.
Yeah, I think we're gonna put Cupcake and Boudreaux in the pig loo.
Oh, that one?
Yeah, and then we can move them into some shade. They don't need a shade cloth anymore. So we'll move them into here, but I just wanted to show you that different heights of grass. Some people have asked about that too. If your grass is too long, they don't really want anything to do with it. Like these two punks over here, which I don't blame them. It's a little too tall, but we'll get them moved this afternoon into this area.
This tall grass is their bathroom area, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like they've used the bathroom a little bit in there. That could be why they're not eating it too, but once it's tall like that and seeds out, they don't really want it. They want the nice, short, luscious stuff and not the tall, dry grass. So we'll get them moved, and if you guys haven't already,
make sure you like, subscribe, and check us out on Instagram and also Facebook.
All right, guys, we'll check you out on the next video. Thanks for following along.